Hi, welcome to Baby Narc. So, word of advice, block your narcissist, go no contact, don't talk to him ever again because it will just continue to be nonstop drama. So, oh my gosh, where do I start? Okay, so sorry. Okay, I have been interacting with this fool against my better judgment. And um, so I took him off block. We've been talking. And yesterday, Friday, today's Saturday, yesterday he starts love bombing me again. And he's at work, I'm at work. I have an office job, so I have a bit of a luxury to converse on the phone, but not the luxury that he has because he drives around delivering pizzas and he can talk on the phone almost any time, except for at the end of his shift when he has to actually go into the store and clean. But during his 6, 7, 8 hour shift, it's he can bombard me with phone calls. And, he just doesn't have any respect for my job, but whatever. So I talked to him, and now his new thing, oh my goodness, now he wants to get another car. Okay, granted, he does need another car. He cannot share a car with his parents. I mean, come on. No one can share a car. We've all been there, and it sucks, and it's virtually impossible. So I get it. He's got this new Mercedes that he's so proud of, even though he tries to, act like anybody who, brags about the items that they have is not Christian. So he's got this Mercedes, and God bless him, good for him. I'm glad that he got it. He and his mom went in together to get it, and good for them. And he wants to basically give that car to his mom so that she has, his mom and dad, so that they have something nice to drive. And that's fine. They deserve that. That's great, whatever. And doing a delivery job, 40 plus hours a week puts quite a toll on a car. So he's going to run that car into the ground. So at least he's smart enough to know that. So he is looking for an additional car, and plus he needs his own car. So he calls me up and he's like, hey, can you do me a favor? I'm always doing him a favor. Oh my gosh. Don't give this dude your phone number because you'll be in the middle of doing him favors all the time. So he wants me to take my time to research trying to get him another car. Now, he had a couple of leads on a car. This friend, might have a car, but there's something wrong with it. That whole thing. Brian doesn't have normal people in his life. I am the only normal person he has in his life. Seriously. Like, I have yet to uncover another normal person that he even knows, much less is close to in any sort of way. So they're all a bunch of drug addicts or ex-drug addicts, drug dealers. And so their method of operation is, they say things they don't mean. They, blow smoke up your ass. Hey man, I got a car, and then you don't, and whatever. So, and then of course people he works with, whatever. But apparently some guy at work has a car, but it needs some work done on it. It's in the shop right now. So blah, 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 who knows. And listen, I have driven my share of beaters, is what we call it. I get it. You got to drive what you can afford. And I get it. And, I make no judgment for anybody. I don't care if you're walking down the sidewalk, if that's your means of transportation, we got to do what we got to do. But we are older adults now, and he should not be having all of these car issues. Oh my goodness, And then he says to me, I just want to find a rundown car that I can afford under 2,000 that I can drive for at least a year because cars are disposable. And that's what he says. And I'm like, no, cars are not disposable. And neither are people, Brian. So that is his whole mentality. Our 4-year relationship has been mostly ghosting, disappearing, and phone conversations, and texting in the middle of the night, and sexting in the middle of the night, and sending me dick pics. That's been our relationship. So it's only been recently that he has been actually having conversations with me and spending time with me. And you know what? He's right. The whole reason that he never wanted to get close to me is because he was afraid that I would get to know him and end up hating him. And those are his words verbatim. And you know what? He just has a completely different mentality than I do. I mean, we are on different pages. His way of thinking is a complete 180 from mine. I go through this life trying to better myself at every opportunity, whether it be with a car or a place to live or the way I dress or the way I present myself or education or where I live or where I work, and he just has this arrested development that he just cannot seem to overcome or change from. And thinking that vehicles are disposable puts that idea into your head that, fuck it, I'll drive the car with no oil or gas in it. I won't get maintenance done on it. I'll wreck it. I'll drive fucked up. I will drive around with drugs on me and get pulled over by the police. I will get it impounded. I will get it stolen. I will give it away for drugs. I will, And, of course, an older model car is not going to last forever. And of course, what he can afford is not, he cannot afford car payments. I mean, he could if he would get his shit together, but, he doesn't and won't. So, he does have to pay cash for a vehicle. Doesn't have that much cash. So, yes, of course, he's going to get, a car that is not going to last. But he's already off the jump trying to get a piece of shit that's only going to last a year. And it's like, dude, if you just saved up, you've already got this car that, is supposed to be your parents', but you can borrow it and work in it anytime you want, according to them. So just take a little bit more time and save up a little bit more money and don't waste it on drugs and being a maniac. And, you live at home. I mean, I know he pays rent, but of course he does not pay the amount in rent that you or I do, or a mortgage, So he has the luxury of being able to save up some money. And, if he didn't want to, everything is immediate. Whatever mood he's in at the time is whatever he's going to do, and then his mood changes. And, there's no consistency with him. So, if he would just relax and wait another couple of months and save up some serious money, he could get a used vehicle that is not disposable. So he drives me crazy. So now he's roped me into looking for a car for him. And, I don't mind. I mean, whatever. It's just the fact that, it's like anybody else who would ask me to do that, I'd have no problem with. But him, it's just another thing that I can do for him. And then, of course, I found a couple of cars that could have been options. Oh, no, I don't like those. Yeah, he had a problem with all three of those. Yeah, the price, the color, the whatever, oh, it has tires on it. I don't like tires. It's just crazy. So, he didn't appreciate it. So it's just another way to manipulate me and to control me. So, and of course he knows I'll do it. And, all of his emergencies, because he's an emergency boy, they are legit. He does need another car. He needs his own car. You cannot share a car with anybody, especially if you have a job that you work out of your car. Okay, so that was yesterday. So, I'm trying to, find a car for him. So he says, hey, look on social media. I put a really nice posting about you. I'm like, and I told him, I said, we're not, I don't follow you on social media anymore. He's like, oh, you don't? I'm like, no. He says, okay, let me send you a request, whatever. I want you to see it. So I look on it and it says, I have a God that loves me. I have a woman that loves me. I have a family that loves me. I have a dog that loves me. And I have a great job. So now I have not asked him about his job situation. What was it, a week and a half ago he quit his job? Well, now everything is fine at his job because probably God, God always rescues him. So do I. And now he's going to stay at his job. Everything is fine. Blah, 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 blah. See, that's the thing. I was going to get all upset last week, whatever it was, and be like, oh my gosh, your job, what are you going to do? Oh my God, what can I do to help you? All that shit. And I didn't. This time I just did not engage. I was like, oh, hope everything works out. And I prayed for him. I always pray for him, that things work out, and things always do. God always rescues him, like it said. So, but I just didn't get involved in it because I know 5 seconds later, everything's going to change. So I did not respond to the posting. I'm not going to because, and I know I keep telling you this, if you are involved with a narcissist and you either can't or won't get out of that relationship at the moment, the one thing you must do is do not let anyone else think that you are the problem or that you are crazy. Do not let that happen. So any opportunity you have to remove yourself from the possibility of anyone looking at anything you do or say, do it, because it is not worth it. Because that is another thing these narcs do, is they want to somehow, everything is drama. They're always trying to start shit. And they love pitting people together and getting, chaos going. So anytime that there is an opportunity like this, and it was great. I could have responded and be like, oh, hey, babe, love you, I could have. But then now that puts me on the radar of, oh, are they back together? No way. I did nothing. Nope. And he didn't ask me about it. And if he does, I'll just blow him off or change the subject like he does on me all the time. Every time I try to tell him something important, it just blows me off like I'm not even speaking. So I am not going to go there. I'm not engaging whatsoever. I don't want anyone to know that we even know each other anymore. Okay, so he does that. So then he continues to call me throughout the day, and now he's starting the love bombing again. Oh, baby, I'm really sorry. See, he does apologize. They say that narcs don't apologize, but they do, because that's part of the manipulation. They know we want an apology because that's normal. So they apologize. And, maybe really, really nasty, violent narcs don't apologize, but mine does. He apologizes all the time. He apologizes to the point where it's almost sickening. And it's fake. It's just manipulation. So he's like, baby, I'm sorry I haven't been treating you good. So check this out. So, Shit-Mantha, that's what I call her. He says to me, this was actually Thursday. He says, hey, I don't want to make you mad, but Shit-Mantha, he doesn't call her that, he calls her Samantha. She's coming over to hang out, drink a couple of beers with me. And the reason why is because her boyfriend, they're having problems, and her boyfriend called me up crying. Now, he's a raging drug addict too, maniac. They're all fucking crazy. Emotional basket cases. He calls me up crying and says, I think she's cheating on me, and can you please talk to her? I know you guys are best friends. I love her. I want to marry her. Please talk to her. So, of course, Brian, he has her come over. Now, of course, Brian's trying to get with her. I don't know, or what do you mean I don't know? Of course I know. He's always trying to, even if he wasn't actually trying to get into a relationship with her or wasn't actually trying to sleep with her, he is a narcissist. So any kind of supply he can get from anyone, he'll take it. So even if he wasn't into her, which he is, that's the problem, he would still want her around to pay attention to him. Okay. So I'm just, at this point, I'm getting to the point where I'm over him. I don't care. He can sleep with a chick right in front of me. I don't care. Like that's at the point, he's drained my heart of every drip of love that I've had for him. And now I don't give a fuck, I say that, but whatever. So he says, I just want to let you know she is coming over, and this is the reason why. I'm like, okay, whatever, I don't care. It's not worth a fight. It's not worth me getting upset over. I don't care. So yesterday he says, yeah, so Samantha comes over, and I finally had to kick her out because she was annoying me so bad. She's on her phone the whole time. I'm trying to talk to her. I'm trying to tell her that Sean is in love with her. He wants to marry her, and he feels like she's cheating on him, and she really shouldn't lose this good guy. And she's living with him in his motel room, I found out. And whatever. So now she finally has a car, and so now she's doing driving of some sort, food delivery. And now that she's got this car, she's spending a lot of time not with Sean. So of course she's cheating on him. So Brian's trying to talk to her, and he says, yeah, finally, hung out with her for a couple hours, and she's texting the whole time. And then she tells me to be quiet, stop playing guitar, because she's trying to have a phone call. So I'm just like, whatever. So I kicked her out. So I'm like, okay, whatever. So then at about 1 o'clock, this is about 8, 9 o'clock at night, about 1 o'clock in the morning, Sean is tapping on Brian's window. And so Brian comes out, because he lives with his parents. Everybody has, it's like a teenage thing, arrested development. So he, goes outside and talks to Sean. Sean's like, Samantha's gone, right? And Brian's like, yeah, she left like hours ago. And he's like, she didn't come back. So they have a conversation, and Brian tells Sean, he's like, dude, I have to tell you, the whole time she was hanging out with me and I was trying to talk to her about your relationship, which may or may not be true. He's a cheating, manipulative fucking asshole. So who knows? I mean, hell, maybe they were, I don't know, maybe they were fucking the whole time. I don't know. Who knows? Who knows? Who cares? But nevertheless, he tells Sean, yeah, I was trying as hard as I could to try to talk to her and tell her that you're a good guy and she needs to stop her shit and get off the drugs and, whatever. But she was texting somebody the whole time she was here. And Sean says, well, the reason I'm here, dude, is because I got a text message from some dude's wife. I know it's so complicated. These people, see, that's the other thing about all these druggies. Narcissists or not, they're all just druggy, drama, soap opera, bullshit. I mean, it's just never ending. This person is doing this person wrong and this person's about, it's just an absolute mess. So some chick texts Sean saying, hey, your woman is texting my husband. She's been texting him all night long trying to get drugs, and I want her to stop and leave him the fuck alone. So, now listen, it ain't just drugs. Or, who knows? Samantha, it's probably sleeping with this guy or trying to, whether she's into him or not, or she's trying to get drugs. These druggies, they have sex for drugs. We all think that it's just, porn stars that do that kind of stuff. No. If they don't have money, they use their bodies to procure pharmaceuticals. So, who knows? So, yeah. So that shit's going on. So Brian tries to tell me the story, and I'm just like... And then, of course, I don't want to get into a fight with him now or in the future, because I've said a lot of shit about Shitmantha, and then later on, months or a year goes by, and then he'll throw that in my face and say, how could you talk about her that way? I'm like... Listen, once again, I've never met her. I have not formulated an opinion about her from hanging out with her. Everything I know about her and how shitty of a person she is comes from Brian. So, whatever. But I just don't even want to go there. So I listened to his story or whatever. Okay. So that was one of our many conversations yesterday while I'm at work. So he finally at about 4 o'clock, I get off about 5:30. He says, hey, I'm going to get off work here pretty soon. I know you are too. Do you want to come over and hang out? I really want to see you. I'm like, okay. Because, I'm still in love with him. I'm not, but I am, but I don't know. It's a mess. Okay, I'm obsessed with him. Let's call it what it really is. So I agree to go over there. So, of course, I rush home and get in the shower and get ready, And then I get this text from him. Hey, don't come over. My mom's tripping. I was smoking pot in the garage and she smelt it, and now we're in a fight. So don't come over. I'll come to your place. What I just said should be reason enough for me to never talk to him again. He is 47, lives with mommy and daddy, smoking pot in their garage like he's 14. Third time I'm gonna say it. Arrested development. That's his problem. He is a child. He is a brat. He is a man-child. So I say, okay, baby, come over. Oh, so sorry, I've left this out. So while I was at work, he was all excited. He says, "Hey, I think it'd be really great. I'm going to get a whole bunch of fast food, chicken, whatever. I'm going to stop by, get a whole bunch of stuff for us. And if you'll pick up some beer and buy me some cigarettes, we'll go halves in with that." And I'm just kind of like, I guess. He's like, "Yeah, I just want to, we can sit down and have kind of a quick little meal with my parents." And, of course, that entices me because that sounds like a normal boyfriend and girlfriend event. And I want to do things like that because I am normal. So, he ropes me into that. So that was the plan. And of course, the plan gets, squashed because, in 5 minutes. So he's smoking pot out in the garage. Mommy don't like it, even though he does it all the time. Like, why does she have a problem? See, she's a narcissist too. She changes her moods all the time. Every second these people are in some other mood, some other personality, some other person than what they were 5 minutes ago. It's just never ending and it's mind boggling. He says, "I'm going to come over to your place." Okay. So I quickly, I straightened the place up, I wanted to be nice, and we haven't hung out much over at my apartment. It's always over at his house. So, whatever. So I'm trying to get everything together. So then he texts me again and says, "Oh, I'm just going to take some Xanax and go to sleep. I'm sick of this shit." And I'm like, okay. So I call him. He won't answer. Then while I'm calling, like literally the phone is ringing, he texts me, "I'll call you back." So that was the end of that. No chicken dinner with the fam. And he took Xanax and went to bed. Whatever. Or who knows what the fuck he did. Who knows? Okay. So I almost blocked him again. Almost. I was like, this is just too fucking much. It's just never ending. And you know what really bothers me as a woman? Now, I don't know about guys, but, I like to do my hair and makeup. I like to be clean. I work at an office job, but it's like a construction place, so we have like a shop, and it gets kind of dusty in there. So I'm not squeaky clean when I get off work. So I like to come home. I want to take a shower. I want to do my hair. I want to, I want to spruce up a little bit. And also, I am in love with this man. This isn't just some dude, some buddy. This is a guy that I'm trying to be in a relationship with. I don't want to just look like fucking shit, after work. I want to come home and get ready. And he invariably, every single fucking time, I swear he must have a camera in my bathroom, because the minute that I am ready, like lip gloss and, the whole nine, invariably that's when he contacts me and says, "Oh, plans are off." It's so annoying. It's so annoying. So, that was the end of that. So, whatever. It's just absolute chaos. It just won't end. So, honestly, I'm still involved in this. I just can't break away from this man. And if I wasn't in love with him, trust me, I'm not a fucking idiot. I may seem like it, but I'm not a fucking idiot. If I did not have the feelings that I have for this guy, I would have ended this. Well, when he left me in the airport for 2 days, I would have never talked to this dude again. Why would I? What would be the point, But I'm in love with him. And that's the whole problem with being in love with a narcissist. It is so deep and entrenched in this web of feelings that you just can't seem to escape from. And that's why I still, I've had every opportunity to walk away, and I just won't, so whatever. So, of course, he called me today and he's like, "Hey, I want to apologize for last night." Oh, so here's the other thing, just to show you what a piece of fucking evil shit his mom is. So we hang out a lot in his garage for 2 reasons: because he wants to play guitar and I love it. And also we want to smoke in there, not just smoke pot, but I smoke cigarettes, and I can't do that in the house. So it has been very, very cold. And we have been in this garage, and, I've been hanging out with this dude for 2.5 years on and off, mostly off. So in the winter, 2 winters now, we have spent what little time we spend together in that garage, and I'm freezing cold. And I have asked him, I said, do you want me to just buy you a space heater? He's like, no, my mom doesn't want me to have one, whatever. I'm like, okay, probably because she knows he'll burn the house down. Because, once again, he's a toddler. So he tells me today, he says, yeah, I'm really sorry about what happened last night. I really wanted to see you, and I should have come over, blah, 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 bullshit, 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 bullshit. He says, but my mom, and then he just starts going off on her, she's a fucking, she's such a bitch to me, and blah, 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 and by the way, I found a space heater in the garage. And I'm like, oh, you did? I said, well, that's cool. Let's start using that. I'm freezing in there. He goes, and then, he doesn't even hear what I said. He says, she's such a bitch. She hid it from me. I'm like, well, how long has that space heater been in the garage? He goes, I don't know, probably years. And she told me I can't have one. And she had it, I guess she had it behind some boxes and stuff. And he said that he had asked her if they had a space heater, and she's told him multiple times no. So on one hand, she's a fucking raging cunt. Sorry if I need to edit that out. And also because he's a fucking toddler, and he probably would burn the house down. He'd probably leave the space heater on, for, 30 hours and burn their house down. So, it's just a fucking mess. Anyway, so yeah. So get away from your narcissist if you can. They'll, destroy your car, burn your house down with a space heater, try to get with some chick that you hate, making it look like he's trying to come in between or trying to help her relationship with some other guy, which, I'd really like to know what their conversation really was. Did he really say, hey, shitmantha, you need to stop your shit because you're with a great guy who loves you and don't fuck that up? Or, hey, baby, noticed you don't really want to be with this guy. I'm available. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? Anyway, no contact. That is the sentence of the day. Narcissist, go no contact forever. Bye.